Hi everybody, it's time for the day 8 math task, which starts with a word problem. A bakery puts 3 chocolate cupcakes and 3 vanilla cupcakes in a box. It sells 5 of these boxes on Monday. How many cupcakes did the bakery sell on Monday? All right, this problem has 3 numbers. That's the first thing that should jump out at you. We have 3, whoa, let's make that a little bit smaller. Erase that. Try that again. Okay, we have 3 chocolate cupcakes. Yeah. 3 vanilla cupcakes in a box. And then we have 5 of these boxes. And I want you to remember from when we were in class that usually when you get 3 numbers like this, we're talking about a 2-step problem. Sometimes there are rule breakers. You get 3 numbers and it turns out one of those numbers isn't actually anything you need. But in this case, we actually do need that second number. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make my 2-step problem flow map here. And I'm going to start with step 1. Step 1 is going to be where the first 2 numbers kind of leave off, right here. I want to go with the very first section. A bakery puts 3 chocolate cupcakes and 3 vanilla cupcakes in a box. And if we look at that section of the word problem by itself, we find that I have the word and, 3 chocolate and 3 vanilla, so it's like a some more problem. 3 chocolate and 3 vanilla in a box, and it's just they put some, then they put some more. So this is a some more problem going on right here. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to write the 3 chocolate cupcakes, the 3 vanilla cupcakes, and because this is a some more, I'm just going to add. They put in some, and then they put in some more, which makes 6 cupcakes. 6 cupcakes in that box. Now I'm going to head to the second part of our question. The second part says, it sells 5 of these boxes on Monday. And our job is to find out how many cupcakes did the bakery sell on Monday. Okay, I know that there are 6 cupcakes in each box, and the bakery is selling 5 boxes on Monday. I do not see the word each in this story because it's hidden. I understand, however, though, that there are 6 cupcakes in each box because it says they put those cupcakes in a box and then they sell 5 boxes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 6 that I just came up with. I know that there are 6 cupcakes, and I'm going to put it over here. And since there are 6 cupcakes in each box, and I hear the word each going on there, even though it wasn't in the story, I know that's what the story told me hidden right here in a box. Then I know that I'm going to have to multiply 6 cupcakes in each box, and there are 5 boxes. So it starts with a some more. They're just putting 3 cupcakes in a box and then 3 more cupcakes in a box. But then they're selling 5 boxes, and each box has 6 in it. So it turns into a multiplication problem, which leads us to 6 times 5 as our answer. So go ahead and finish solving that one. Next question asks, 6 inches of yarn are needed to make one bracelet. Lim has 26 inches of yarn. How many bracelets can Lim make? Okay, so we're being asked how many bracelets can Lim make using this information. 6 inches of yarn are needed to make one bracelet, and Lim has 26 inches of yarn. So I'm going to first decide what am I doing here? Is this a some and then they get some more? No, they're not starting with some more. what we have here is 6 inches of yarn are needed to make one bracelet. But that's kind of a hidden way of saying 6 inches of yarn are needed to make each bracelet. Each bracelet that Lim wants to use is going to use, or that she wants to make, excuse me, are going to use 6 inches of yarn. And so that's going to be set up with a Math Mountain. Math Mountain, because this is a 3rd grade multiplication division problem. Now, if you are anyone listening who wasn't in my class, one of the things that we use quite often is the terminology 2nd grade problem, referring to if it's just adding and subtracting. 3rd grade problem refers to the fact that it uses our new 3rd grade skills of multiplying and dividing. I know that adding and subtracting is not only done in 2nd grade. You're going to use that skill all the way through your career in math. But it was a skill that you perfected in 2nd grade, and now that you're in 3rd grade, for my 3rd graders, you are learning multiplication and division. So when I say this is a 3rd grade math problem, what I mean is this is a math problem that's going to use multiplication and or division, which is one of our new 3rd grade skills. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out 6 inches of yarn are needed to make one bracelet, or 6 inches of yarn are needed for each bracelet. The square is where I put my each number, the number that's attached to the word each, because this is where I put how much is in each group. And Lim has 26 inches of yarn. That becomes my total. She has, or he has, 26 inches of yarn total. My question that I have to figure out is, okay, so how many bracelets can Lim make? This is what I'm trying to figure out, is the unknown. And in our class, we usually stick a letter in there to stand for it. If I try to write a B, though, it's going to B for bracelet. It's going to look too much like a 6. So I'm going to go with Y. Because we know that when we're using variables, we can use any letter we want. Normally, I would have used a B for bracelet, but I know my B is going to look too much like that 6. So in order to solve this problem, you would say 26 divided by 6 equals Y. Does anybody see a problem yet? Think about it for a minute, and I'll set up the problem over here. We definitely have something going on here that's going to make doing this rather difficult. I've got 26 divided by 6. And you're probably wondering, Mrs. Knight, why didn't you actually add in the division sign? I don't want to go digging for a symbol right now, so I'm just going to draw it in. Okay. If you've spotted the problem, then you've probably realized that 6 and 26, 26 is not one of those numbers that we say when we count by 6s. 26 is not a multiple of 6. Let me show you what I mean. If you haven't seen the mistake yet, or if you haven't seen the problem yet, here's what I'm talking about. If you count by 6s, you get 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. Whoa, stop. I went from 24 to 30 and I never landed on 26. So, how on earth can I solve this kind of a problem using my 3rd grade skills? Well, we can't. First of all, this is a 4th grade problem. Trying to divide when you things don't quite work out the way they should. This is called division with a remainder. How can I just solve this problem using my 3rd grade skills? Easy. Here we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my list of 6s, and I'm going to pick the one that is the closest 6 that I can get to 26 without going over. And that's important, guys. You can't go over, which means I can't choose 30. I'm going to have to go with 24. That is the closest I can get to 26 without going over. So, if Lim is going to make some bracelets, and he or she is only going to use 6 inches of yarn for each bracelet, Lim is going to be able to make 1, 2, 3, 4 bracelets because it takes 4 6s to make 24. Yes, Lim is going to have some leftover yarn, but we can't do anything about that. The amount of yarn left over once Lim is done making these 4 bracelets is not enough to make a 5th bracelet. To make a 5th bracelet, Lim would need 30 inches of yarn. Lim only has 26. So Lim cannot make 5 bracelets, but Lim can make 4 bracelets. So I'm going to go ahead and write that. Lim can make, whoops, wrong tool. Lim can make 4 bracelets. Yes, there's going to be leftovers, and 4th graders call those leftovers remainders. That's okay, that there's a remainder. That's all right. Lim can definitely make 4 bracelets. Now let's go down to the second half of this question. When Lim measures the yarn again, she finds that she only has 24 inches of yarn. Okay, so she made a mistake. Turns out she only ever had 24 inches of yarn. She never had the 26 that she thought she did. She knows that this will not change the number of bracelets that she can make. Tell why you agree or disagree with Lim. So first you have to decide, do you agree with Lim? Yes or no? Are you agreeing? Well, let's go and do the math required now that she has actually remeasured her yarn. Now that the length of yarn has changed, my division problem is going to change. She doesn't have 26 inches of yarn. She has 24 inches of yarn. She's still going to use 6 inches for each bracelet. That part's not going to change. But she's only got 24 inches of yarn. So she's going to have to do 24 divided by 6. Now the question is, do you agree with Lim when she says that this will not change the number of bracelets that she can make? She originally said she could make 4 bracelets. Is that going to change? Let's go back up to our 6s. There's 24. 24 actually happens to be a multiple of 6. It's right here. So how many 6s make 24? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 24 divided by 6 is equal to 4. Did the number of bracelets that she can make change? No. When she had 26 inches of yarn, she could only make 4 bracelets. Now that she knows she has 24 inches of yarn, she can still only make 4 bracelets. This number didn't change even though the amount of yarn she had did change. So for our answer, I'm going to write, I agree with Lim. And then I have to explain, so I'm going to use the word because. Because 26 divided by 6 equals 4 with some left over. 24 divided by 6 equals 4 with nothing left over. Either way, she can only make 4 bracelets. All right, hopefully that helped you out a little bit with that problem. If you have any questions, be sure to leave a comment in Google Classroom, and I'll talk to you later.